little bit of everything. Basically, you know, throw themselves at you, pariah stuff that they've made, baking you cookies. It's all that. It's just a show of, you know, maybe they knew you were a Kiss fan, so they bought you a Kiss thing or something. Just stuff like that where they know about you and you're like, oh, cool, thanks.
We get people showing us tattoos of our logo a lot, you know, and it's really, really fucking cool, you know, because I don't even have one.
One of the greatest songwriters ever lived is Cindy Walker. You ever heard of her before? Not being in country, you might not have, but she's wrote thousands of songs. I sent her CDs and stuff, and so she called down to Nashville to talk to one of the ladies that worked the Nashville Network at that time, and told her, said, this lady called me and told me what Cindy told her, said, you go down to Ernest Tubb Record Shop and get Don Walser's latest CD and listen to it and then call me. And so she did, and she called her, and she said, now I said, it's gold to be on the Grand Ole Opry someday, and I want you to help me get on the Grand Ole Opry. And she tried to, but she wasn't able to do it. But later on, I got on the Opry, and the first night I was on the Opry, backstage at the Opry, she sent a big bouquet of flowers to me.
Oh, that's great.
And that's precious to do that.
Lot of tattoos. There are a lot of tattoos of my band's logo on their body for the rest of their life.
You look proud of that. I mean, I know.
Well, you know, it's stupid in one sense, but it's fucking loyalty, and it's bravery, and it's pain, lifelong. And it's pain, and it's lifelong, and you better really enjoy that piece. And I've seen some bad tattoos of my band's logo, but I've seen some beautiful artwork.
It's in the bathroom, dude.
Okay.
You know, with her boyfriend hanging out outside, or, you know, just, yeah, what do you, I know, I'm bad like that.
Douche.
What do you want with her, just...
No, I mean, I totally understand that.
What do you say to that, other than thank you? Yeah, that's very sweet, you know?
Come to the next show.
Yeah.
Yeah, this girl asked for my autograph and a lot of other people's and wanted me to sign her breasts, to which I obliged. Wrote green on one and bean on the other.
We played for a bunch of abused children. There's a shelter in Denver, and they're kids who've been sexually abused, physically abused. And these are kids that some bad stuff's happened to them. They don't talk. They don't move, and they're silent. They're very introverted. You know, we went and played for them. And all of a sudden, these kids were dancing around. Well, to me, they were kids, you know, and we were playing music, and they were dancing, and that's what people do when we play. So as we were leaving, one of the counselors came up to me, and she was in like this look of awe. And she's like, do you know what you just did today? And I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. I played for some kids, and they liked it. And she's like, no, you don't understand. These are kids that have been through traumatic experiences, and I mean recent, where they don't move, they don't acknowledge you, they don't talk, and they were laughing and dancing. And I was like, wow. that was pretty wild. So I get back to Austin off the tour, and I get this big old tube in the mail like about a week later, and every single one of those kids made this huge mural. Thank you, MC Overlord, for coming to play for us. Thank you, MC Overlord, for making us feel important. Just these things from these little kids that are between 7 and 13. And that was wild. That was wild because, you know, I've had people ask me to sign something and give them something, but I've never had a fan give me anything, you know. And it was weird, dude. I was, wow. This is cool, and that's something I'm going to keep for a long time, you know. Business is a powerful tool. business is a powerful thing. The music business is a sinister thing.
And right now, the business end of it sucks. Very few people can make money at it, and you've got to be very, very good to even think that you're gonna be able to make a living.
Within 2 or 3 months, if you don't sell a whole bunch of records, they're ready to let that record go and do another one, which I think is pretty stupid. When you try to package it like you package meat, like a lot of the hat acts nowadays on country music, if you want to hear some good soft rock, just turn to any country music station you want to. There's no country music being played anymore on the radio except through the Americana channels and things like that in the little smaller stations. There's people who tell them what to play.
No.
The disc jockey has no say-so about what's going to be played. They have no say-so whatsoever, neither does the public.
I've had managers tell me, you know, you're only broke till your next publishing deal.
Yeah.
There was just this point in time where just life was just ludicrous for us. Like, we were getting courted by labels, and we were just like this scrubby little punk rock band from Austin, Texas, and when we were in New York, such and such a record label set us up in a hotel room that had a bidet. You know, I mean, we hadn't showered in 4 days, and it's like, I can wash my butt 10 times if I want, you know, and it just goes farther out from you until you can't touch people that are making decisions, and you can't even get them on the phone.
Again, music business, it's cool, it's got its place, but there's a few things that if they would just stick to signing really good bands and not just, you know, yeah, there's going to be a profit in it, but seeing the band through would do it really good, and then it'll take over because these bands are willing to work hard, and it's really sad when a lot of them get shit on or crapped on, and it burns out their drive sometimes.
We really haven't had to deal with that major of a stance yet. We've got approached by labels and by major labels at shows, and they ended up driving off in their car with people throwing beer bottles at them, you know, and it's like, I don't want to be in it. I don't want any part of it. It's a dirty, fucking rotten, you know, it's a big monopoly. It's crap, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be all about competition, you know. There's room in this business for everybody. That's why there's punk and rock and country and classical and reggae and funk and Latin and all that. You know what I mean? Do what you want to do.
Do you have a road story that is so surreal, people just almost don't believe it?
Not really, because it all just turns into Spinal Tap anyway.
Since I started this project, I've been trying to think of a clever way to address the experiences a touring musician has. I've come to the conclusion that anything I could put together would not do justice to the truth that is the film This Is Spinal Tap. I spent 4 years touring regionally, and more nights than not the evening ended in a hotel room, chilling with the bandmates, talking about that day's Spinal Tap moments.
Have you ever seen the movie Spinal Tap?
Yes, many times.
What do you think, what are your feelings about it? Is it real?
A lot of times, yeah. It's like scary real.
Yeah, I think it's a funny way to look at what really does happen, because all that stuff has happened.
Spinal Tap is probably one of the greatest rock and roll movies ever made, you know?
Oh yeah, love it. Awesome.
It's the lighter side. It's the money side of the bad, man. But whenever you're out there and you're with another guy who hadn't showered in 3 days because there hadn't been a place to really, you know, pull over because you didn't make enough money, just barely enough gas money to get to the next town because you drank so much, or you know, your hotel plans didn't come through, and then you realize, oh, nobody's booking hotel rooms because we're not that guy yet. You know, we're sleeping in the van. You know, so. Yeah, there's nothing pretty about the road, and if you want a good laugh, though, that's a hell of a funny movie.
We're on drummer number 8. Speaking of Spinal Tap.
How is Cliff working out?
It's not Cliff.
it's like you don't have any sick days. You know what I mean? It's like a job. People just think, you know, people think that since I don't have a job, you know, that this isn't a job. They think that, you know, oh, you just lay around all day until you have, you know, play rock and roll. It's probably party all the time and whatever. Those people don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Somebody that's in a corporate thing and they scoff at you for being a musician, let them go on the road with you for a couple of days or a week, and they'll say, dude, this is a job. It's a job. Yeah. They'll see you sweating off the stage, coming off the stage, about to, you know, pass out because you gave it your all. Oh, I guess it is a job.
Granted, a lot of 31-year-old women aren't scrounging to make rent before they get in a van to live off of $10 a day for 3 weeks.
Musicians work extremely fucking hard on what they do, you know, and it's not just sitting around sleeping till noon, getting high, watching TV, and then you sit down with your guitar and write a song, you know. It's like, I mean, it's work. It's constantly going through your head. I mean, it's like, it's something that you live every day.
Man, it's like, you know, you finish up a show here in Austin on Tuesday night at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you got to be in Denver, Colorado for a show the very next night at 8 o'clock in the evening. And you hauling and you cooking and you on that road working it, you know, and it's
that black truck stop coffee.
You know, and you know what I'm saying, and no sleep, and literally coming off the road, hitting the stage, blowing it up, you know, finally getting your rest after 2 days, getting back up that afternoon to be in time for the in-store, and you know, make the appearance for the little kids shelter, you know, do all the stuff you do when you're out there and you're promoting and you're in promotion mode. And I love it, man. There's no experience in the world like working that hard. You know, that is a job. That is my job.
You better make sure, people, you want to do this, man. I mean, straight up.